Welcome to the January 20th Tourism Development Commission regular meeting. Can we have roll call, please?
Yes. Chairperson Meinier,
Present.
Vice Chair Montgomery,
Here.
Commissioner Miller,
Here.
Commissioner Marion, absent, Commissioner Kisselberg,
Here.
Commissioner Shoshanovic,
Here.
Commissioner Shelton.
Here.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Wonderful, thank you. Moving on to item number 2, election of chair and vice chair. Steve, can you walk us through that?
I will. As we do on an annual basis, Commissioners, we elect a chair and vice chair. So we'll begin that process to lead us in the coming months. So we'll open up for nominations for the chair position.
I'd like to make a motion, Steve, to keep Anna in her position till March.
Okay. Any other nominations? Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Commissioner Meinier? Chairperson Meinier?
Thank you. So we're doing vice chair now, yes? Okay, so I will go ahead and accept motions for vice chair.
I'd like to make a motion for Chris Montgomery to remain as vice chair.
Do we have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you guys very much. Approval of minutes. Does anyone have any changes, adjustments, corrections to the minutes from our last meeting? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the minutes, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you. In a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, annual report, number 4, Tourism Development Commission Annual Report. Steve, looks like you're walking us through this.
Yes, Commissioners, we are presenting to you the 2025 annual report. It's put together by Holly Shannon, did a very good job. We made some improvements this year, identify the dates, and generally we show what we approved and the amounts throughout the year, keeping data also on the commission, attendance, as other data in this report. Some of the anticipated key issues that we see is city use of 5% destination marketing funds is identified in this report. Upcoming opportunities, challenges, or outcomes, revision to the event funding guidelines, which is always begin this spring. And we also look for any additional comments from the commission that you'd like to add to the report. Once this is recommended and approved by the commission, it's forwarded on to the city clerk and then presented to city council at a later date.
Thank you. Does anyone have any comments? Does anyone have any comments or suggestions, adjustments? No? All right, hearing none, we will move forward through a motion, please, to approve. Can I get a motion to approve, please?
Sure, motion to approve.
Thank you. A second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. All right, number 5, we're moving right along. Arizona Bike Week funding request. Presentation, commission discussion, and possible recommendation to City Council for bed tax expenditure up to $75,000 to support a 1-year event funding agreement with FX Promotions, Inc. for Arizona Bike Week. Our presenter is Lisa Kerr of FX Promotions. Welcome.
Thank you, Chair and Commission. I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to give you a little preview of Arizona Bike Week 2026. And thank you for your time and attention today. Our event is going to be held April 8th through 12th at Westworld of Scottsdale, and this will be our 29th annual event. It's a very visual event, so I like to show a little video. This is a video by one of our MCs, Jay Allen, who's a very prominent member of the motorcycle community for a very, very long time. And this is unscripted. He said this all on his own. I didn't even know they were shooting the video, so if you could play that, Holly.
Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. 93 inches of America coming right at you.
You're on overload when you come out to Arizona Bike Week. There's so much here. The beautiful women, the cold beers, and the kick-ass bands. We have thrill shows. These stunt riders are unbelievable. We have flat track racing. If you want to shop, my God, this is probably the biggest layout I've ever seen in my 37 years of doing this nonstop. And then when you see the demo rides, now when Harley Davidson Indian, Kawasaki, and Suzuki say, we're in, that means they're spending major dough to get their 18-wheelers and put their people up to come out so that people can demonstrate their new, latest, greatest bikes. For people like Arizona Bike Week to say, we get it, we understand the Arizona lifestyle, and it's become what was an Arizona rally to a world rally. Check us out for 2026, and I promise you, if you go to Sturgis, Daytona, which I'm at all those events, Laconia, I even do other events in other countries, don't miss Arizona Bike Week. I stand backstage and I look out into those crowds and they're so happy. They're just grinning from ear to ear. It makes us proud that we can share this experience and make a memory together. Thank you so much for keeping Arizona Bike Week alive and checking it out. And what's really cool is the more people that come, the more friends they bring, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and our family grows larger. So welcome to the Arizona Bike Week family. Make sure you check your tire pressures. Make sure you got your riding gear on at night. Have those night riding glasses. And we're going to have a great time. We're going to make memories next year. I'll see you in 2026.
So that's a little taste of the vibe of our event. It's a lot of fun-loving people getting together to celebrate their passion for riding. We started in '97. The first year the event was actually held in Avondale. And the second year it moved to Scottsdale and has been there ever since. In 2006, we added nightly concerts, major concerts, and that has really helped the trajectory of the event. We're entirely woman-owned and operated, and we are proud to partner with the City of Scottsdale each year. There are two major components to our event, the Power Yard and the Rock Yard. First, the Power Yard is where all of our motorsports activities are held. Last year, we had about 250 vendors. We do our stunt shows in there, our bike shows. We've got stages with different types of entertainment going on. We employ a lot of the local musicians. Other than our headliners, we try to keep all of our other bands local and support our local music community. We do racing events and charity rides and factory demo rides and all kinds of contests and games. And then we have the Rock Yard, which is where our concert is held. This year, our concert lineup is Blackstone Cherry, Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Experience, Cody Jinks, and Ted Nugent. The concerts are really what help us to draw the non-biker community. Once we get those music lovers in, they find out what a fun event it is, and that's helped our event to grow dramatically over the years. Our event is already rivaling other rallies that have been around 80 to 90 to 100 years. So we're really proud of the rapid growth of our event, and we look forward to continuing that growth. So these are our last year's out-of-area attendance statistics. 59%, I think we were at 52% from out of area the year before, so we continue to expand our out-of-state visitors. 33% of those visitors stayed in Scottsdale hotels. The median stay was a little over 3.5 nights, resulting in about 3,200 and some odd room nights. Additionally, we book all of the campgrounds at Westworld. We utilize all the campsites available. We add an additional 210 temporary sites, all of those, and about 110 camping sites, and all of those are subject to bed tax as well. Our consumer snapshot here, statistics on our visitors. Almost every single one of our visitors says that they do other things other than just hanging out at Westworld. They are explorers. They come to ride, and they like to explore the area. They love the dining, the shopping, and all the amenities that Scottsdale has to offer. We track our attendance via geofencing that the City of Scottsdale provides to us. We also do post-event surveys. We use data from those surveys to figure out what our attendees want. We send surveys to ticket holders, to campers, to vendors, and we evolve the event based on what people are asking for. We are basing this year's projection based on last year's attendance. Last year was a difficult year. We had, for the first time in our history, a headliner cancel on us 3 weeks before the event. We had to quickly replace them, and that was difficult. Although concert tickets, as we all know, are non-refundable, we had to honor refunds in the interest of customer retention. So we didn't have time to promote the replacement band with only 2 weeks left till the event by the time we got a new band. So it did affect our attendance. We also had some rough weather conditions last year, which is unusual for us at that early April stage. It was cold and rainy at night. So while we still had the out-of-town visitors that came because they had planned to come, and they still came, our local attendees are much more fair weather riders. They can afford to be. We have 350 days of fair weather, right? So, but we are hoping for much higher attendance than that this year. Like I said, we're just basing it on last year's attendance. This is how our funding request is broken down. $25,000 going to SEO, SEM, and our web development. Our web is a very dynamic entity. We're constantly adding to it throughout the year. We kind of start with a blank slate at the beginning of the year and add elements to it throughout the year. We add charity rides and the event schedule and different stunt shows and different activities. So we are putting ongoing efforts into our website. Then we've got $35,000 designated for Google and social media. Obviously, we know how important those are for advertising. And then other types of digital advertising, $20,000. This is our total marketing budget, almost $180,000, and this is how it's all broken down. We employ, and I do have to look at my notes to rattle off all of the different types of marketing that we are doing these days because it is changing dramatically. And I am not young enough to keep up with all of it, but we hire people who are. So we do music streaming apps, of course, where we can direct ads to somebody who's never skipped a Led Zeppelin song or a Cody Jinks song, and we can directly target them. Web banners, non-skippable video, paid search terms, email automation, lead generation, keyword, contextual, and site retargeting, press releases, online event calendars, conversion tracking, extensive social media advertising on all the platforms, even TikTok. And we geofence concerts, music festivals, and motorcycle businesses to target devices that have visited those. It's complex, as I said. Google alone, there's like 5 or 6 different elements to Google that, we have people who specialize in each element of Google. We do specifically utilize media sources that we think will best fit what we're trying to accomplish. This year, we actually did a media buy with Cowboy Lifestyle Network to promote the Cody Jinks show primarily. These are our statistics of impressions, digital, social media, media, broadcast, web impressions, and print. For the community is very important to the motorcycle community in general. They are very philanthropic. They love charity rides. Here's a photo of our silent auction that goes on every year. We do daily charity rides, silent auctions, live auctions, all different types of community outreach programs. We actually, on Sunday, we turn the stage over to the teens from the Alice Cooper Solid Rock Teen Centers. They are incredibly talented young people, and through the donation we make to the Teen Center, a lot of them are getting their first professional paycheck. So we're really proud of that. You know, we have a firefighters ride, we have breast cancer charity rides, we have all different types of things. We have a lot of vendors out there on site that are doing some type of community outreach. We also, the Vigilant Blood Organization is going to be doing a bike giveaway. We're going to, the Saturday before our event, do a little ride to save lives where they're going to sign up to donate. We don't really want to do that during our event. We don't want people donating blood and then coming out to the event and possibly partaking. So we're doing it the Saturday before, and they'll ride to a blood center and donate, and then they'll get entered to win a bike. And they're going to be doing the bike giveaway at Arizona Bike Week. So we continue to add events and elements trying to appeal to a younger crowd. We've got the Amped Electric Games guys out there on their electric unicycles, which is definitely a young man's sport. And they're going to actually be participating in the Equidome in a formal racing series, as well as our flat track racing that will be going on in there, and a slide school to teach people how to race who want to hone some skills on the turns. And we also added last year a Vikla bike show. And the Viklas are bikes that have come out of the Chicano community. They are kind of like the lowrider version of motorcycles. Instead of cars, they're motorcycles. They're beautiful, intricately engraved and airbrushed, and they all tell a story. Our first year out there with this show, we had over 120 bikes, and that's incredible for a first-year show. So this year we've added a second category, or a separate show actually, just for women Viklas. And this is our second women's bike show. So we'll have 2 women's bike shows this year in addition to all of our other bike shows. Again, this is just a breakdown of the event funding. This shows the total amount that we are planning for in each of the categories compared to the requested funds for those categories. A lot of these are difficult to budget. You just kind of throw a number out. At the end of the day, you're watching how ads are producing. You might stop an ad and change an ad, and you've got pay-per-clicks. So you hope to stay in budget, but you rarely do. So digital advertising is a little different than just buying a magazine ad. So again, thank you. I appreciate your time. And if you have any questions whatsoever, I'm happy to address those.
All right, thank you so much. I've been out there. The energy's insane at this event. It's really big and fun. So commissioners, do we have questions for Lisa?
I have a couple questions. First, as you consider the marketing approach, what I've seen from social media is it's somewhat edgy, and what I've heard from it, sometimes it can be a bit, the term was used, raunchy or over-sexualized. In terms of how it relates to Scottsdale, is there a plan to better control that, or are you aware of that? And is there some plan in place to make sure that we get a little bit more on brand?
Yeah, I will direct that. I will address that directly. We did run a contest. It was sponsored by a bikini company, and we had a content creator who got a little overzealous in posting. We took all those down, and we have canceled that whole element. So it just, it wasn't on brand with what we were doing, so. Did that answer your question?
Sure.
Okay.
You got cockroaches and you got rid of the cockroaches, right? That's all you can ask for.
That's right. Any other questions, comments?
How are you coming up with your hotel room night data?
It's based on the surveys. We ask people where they stayed, how many, we take that and apply it to the number of attendees. It's very difficult to get reports from the hotels. They don't ask people what they're in town for. And we do have an on-site hotel booking site, but unfortunately, most of our attendees are not booking through that.
So you have a housing company that's on your website currently.
Correct.
But they're not providing you any trackable data?
They do provide us with data, but what we have found is that most of our attendees are not using that. Everybody's desktop searching for the best rates that they can find, and they just aren't necessarily using the link on our site to book.
Thank you. Other questions? Okay. So at this point, we will be accepting a motion. There's options here. We have the recommended event development funds. We can go with the full amount of $75,000, or there can be an alternate amount brought forward. So I will leave that to the commission to go ahead and make a motion.
What was the, Steve, may I ask a question? What was last year's amount?
Commissioners, we funded $62,000. I believe the recommendation was for the full amount, but as you know, we do reconciliation following the event and determine what the funding amount will be based on what we receive, and it was $62,000. This will be the third and final year that Bike Week can participate in the event development program, just a little background information, and they'll be heading back to the matching event advertising fund program next year.
So to clarify, if for some reason the full $75,000 is not, the criteria is not met, the city goes back and adjusts that amount. So
Correct.
that is something to keep in mind.
I motion funding for the full $75,000.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much, and I want to invite any of you who would like to come out and see any of those concerts, or all of those concerts, just to let us know and be our guests.
Thank you so much. All right, number 6, Tourism Development Commission Ordinance Review.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, Ollie's got it up here for presentation. Following last month's meeting, we did receive some comments, suggestions, and we believe we've captured the changes and adjustment. As we know, our ordinance was dated, so we've made some clarification and removed some items and added some items. So one addition you will see in the red, the membership shall consist of representatives of the tourism industry in Scottsdale, including a minimum of 4 Scottsdale market area hoteliers. We added market to define that. Defined in terms of the role as a director, hotel manager, or owner to a hotel that is a member of Experience Scottsdale. So that kind of helps us further define that market area. And the balance from other elements of the tourism industry, the commission members shall be appointed by the city council. We took off that last sentence just for further clarification. So I think we defined it a little clearer. We've updated it. So if the commission would like to recommend moving this forward through a letter from Chairperson Meineer to City Council to place on an upcoming City Council agenda for a change.
Perfect, thank you. The only thing that I would look at, and I'll open it up to everyone else as well, is the defined as director, hotel manager, or owner. I'm wondering if there's a better way to put that, like maybe at the director, management, or ownership level.
So you're saying defined as a director, management, or ownership?
It doesn't read right to me. Maybe somebody else has a better way to state it.
So you're saying remove after director, hotel, and just go with manager?
Yeah, maybe that, because it just seems strange, because it would be a hotel director, a hotel manager, or a hotel owner.
Okay.
We're only
So
clarifying.
defined as director, manager, or owner to a hotel that's a member of Experience Scottsdale.
I believe so. Does anyone else have any input? No?
That's good.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
Sorry,
You
I
can
was
make
just
that
saying,
change.
you mean like, when you say hotel manager, you're thinking like general manager
Right.
or resort manager, like senior level?
Right. Because, I mean, that was kind of
Yeah,
my
no, I
purpose with this,
know.
is like to make sure that we have a defined level of sorts, even though I know different organizations call their positions different things. So, I mean, if you have, I'm
Yeah,
happy to
I think.
take any input of what that could be done.
Senior management, I think, is an
Yeah.
all-encompassing term that should capture exactly what we're looking for, which is usually director level and above.
Defined as senior management? What do you,
No, we can change that as
I
well.
think that's better.
yeah, I like that better too.
Senior? Okay.
Yeah, I believe so, because I think everybody has different titles and things.
And we're looking for someone who has an understanding of the industry as it relates to here in Scottsdale and
Yeah,
nationally as well.
Yeah, we want it to be at a level where, there's, the insight from,
And the accountabilities. They have
Yeah.
financial and fiscal accountabilities.
yeah, I like that. Thank you. Any other changes or adjustments to this?
It's good.
If not, I will take a motion to have the changes made and then that letter drafted up for me to submit to City Council.
I move for you to draft the letter up and send it to city council.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in
Thank you.
favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you very much. Next up, we are event program funding request. We have public comment on one, so I'm going to go ahead and start there if that's okay, Steve.
That's fine.
So for item B, under number 7, community event funding for Amore Soiree, Frank Guzzo is here to speak with us. Welcome, Frank.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here. I'm here to actually just address some potential questions or concerns around the event scheduled for February 6th and 7th at the Scottsdale Civic Center. The event is, at the heart of the event, it's an EDM concert with the theme that revolves around golf, given the time of year with the Phoenix Open. Our original intent was to host the event. This is our second event at the Scottsdale Civic Center. Our first was scheduled or held back in November of '24. It was a successful event. It was our first attempt at the event. It turned out to be a lot of fun. Everyone enjoyed the event. And we were hoping to have another one in November of '25, and unfortunately the space wasn't available, so we've pushed it to February. Given the timing of the year, we've incorporated a lot of golfing elements, so it becomes more of an immersive experience with putt-putt, glow-in-the-dark golfing experiences, vendors that'll be promoting sort of their golf stores and accessories, while there is a concert happening in the background, and that's also accompanied with food vendors. The event is being held in the West Bowl of the Civic Center and incorporating the 360 stage.
Okay, thank you. Can you talk to me a little bit about ticketing, how that works? Is it a one ticket? You said the EDM concert's kind of the focus, but there's other stuff going on.
So there's 3 levels of tickets: general admission, VIP, and then Amore Club. The Amore Club would be sort of the exclusive event tickets. They'll be focused primarily, their seating will be on the stage itself, sort of on the back end of the 360. The VIP section will be in front of the stage, and then cordoned off will be the general admission behind it.
Okay. And then with vendors that you're working with, like, I see here top chefs and things like that, which sounds great. Are you getting people from Scottsdale to work with you, or how are you, and the golf experience, like who's?
So the golf experience, I don't know the specific vendors with the golf experience, who they are, but I know that they're reaching out to the local Scottsdale community, or sort of Scottsdale vendors, to sort of incorporate as many of those as possible. With food vendors, I know they had 4 outlined. We're only bringing in approximately 4 food vendors that'll manage the crowd. And I know that they've reached out. The outreach happens within Scottsdale, and then obviously If we can't get what we need in the city of Scottsdale, then we move outside. But it's all local, they're all local vendors.
And this is a one-day event?
It's a two-day event. It runs Friday and Saturday from 5 to 11:30 p.m.
Okay, are you advertising outside of the area? Are you expecting people to come in from out of town, or is this more
The
of a
bulk
local?
of the advertising happens obviously within the sort of the geographical area, but the way internet works, there's I guess the outreach happens whether we like it or not, goes beyond the city limits or even the valley itself. So it does cover a broader area within Arizona. The database for Allure events, they reach out, they have two databases. Their database incorporates a lot of national emails as well. So they may have people coming in from outside of town. Given the event that's also happening with the Phoenix Open, the outreach will happen. Obviously, we're going to be capturing an audience from that event as well.
Okay. Any questions, commissioners?
I've seen some bands that are tied to this. Are those bands actually playing?
You've seen, sorry?
There were some bands that were tied to this event. Are those bands actually going to play this event?
I'm not sure which ones you're referring to. I know the headliner that was just confirmed yesterday is Zhu, Z-H-U. He's a Grammy-nominated music producer, Asian American out of San Francisco, internationally renowned. He is playing, he's performing. They tend to bring the performers, capture their own audience, and once they know, they sort of have their own, sort of followers, and they will capture the audience as well.
Other commissioners have questions? No?
Madam Chair and Commissioners, we asked Frank to come here today to just provide additional background on this fairly new event. So he provided that in case you had any questions. Generally, for our programs that we're presenting here, we do not do presentations based on the program itself, but we did ask Frank to come provide that information today.
Yes, and thank you for
Oh,
agreeing.
you're welcome.
We just needed a little clarification,
No,
I think.
and it's just personally speaking, a few years ago, I never would have thought of going to an EDM event personally. I went to the first one because I helped Ramiro at Allure Events host that one back in November, and quite frankly, I was very surprised at the crowd and then also the music itself. The audience ends up being anyone sort of in their mid-late 20s. We had people in the audience dancing that I had one lady that I actually danced with. She was in her 70s. They were having an amazing time. So it captures a broad audience, and I invite all of you to come out and actually check it out.
Thank you. Okay, so if there's no further questions, we'll go ahead and let Frank take a seat. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so with our event program funding request, we have the Pony. Steve, do you want to run through those real quick?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, if
That'd
we
be
could do that, just to define it, and then have additional comments from staff. So we're presenting here two community events, Pony Express, the event that Frank just ran through. The Persian New Year's Festival is participating in the Matching Event Advertising Fund program, and the Global Champions Arabian Tour American Scottsdale Show, which is new, I believe, but takes part during the regular Arabian Horse Show and presenting here today. So I believe we have some additional staff comment on the Pony Express amount.
Yes, thank you, Chairman Ear, members of the commission. We, in Scottsdale, we've had a Pony Express reenactment for many, many decades, as you know. We have a new event producer, started last year, so this is year 2. So originally, with our funding calculations, number of years is a calculation. So by the standard, the funding request comes in by the rules is $4,500. Originally, we were thinking to recommend to you to fund it closer to previous year levels, but at this point, we're withdrawing that and just going with the $4,500 that they calculate out. That event is January 30th. We don't have time to take a funding request out of out of, that doesn't exactly match the rules to council, and so the Pony Express understands that and is fine with that. And we look forward to seeing you out there January 30th.
Thank you. So to clarify on here, there is an ask of 10,000. Is that the ask? Is that what they're asking?
Their calculated funding amount is $4,500, so the recommendation now is to stay at that level at $4,500.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's because it's outside the purview to ask for the additional 4,500 or 5,500?
If you recommended something higher, we don't have time to take it to city council for their follow-up review. So they'd rather have the secured funding that they qualify for with this technically being their event, second event year, rather than any sort of hesitation on future funding.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on any of these events, commissioners? So,
I have one more. This particular group, how long have they been in Scottsdale? How long have you been doing this?
We've had a Pony Express reenactment for many decades. This particular group is associated with the Navajo County Sheriff's Search and Rescue Team, and this technically is this event producer's second year producing this reenactment.
But was this the group somehow involved before?
Some of the members were involved before. There was a split that was actually adjudicated in court.
Oh, okay.
all right, thank you. If there's no further questions, I will entertain a motion. Please clarify if there's any changes to the amount asks.
So, Madam Chair, just to go over, Community Event Funding Program, total ask here today, if my math's correct, $10,500. Matching Event Advertising Fund is $30,000. Venue fee for the Global Champion Arabians Tour is $12,000. So that's the recommended amount from staff here today.
Okay. Can
I make a motion to move to fund the recommended amounts.
and a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, staff reports.
Yes, including your packet is our general tax collections, our bed tax budget spreadsheet as well. So if there's any particular questions, I think next month we'll do a little more detailed dive in terms of a presentation on the numbers. But if you have any particular questions on the financials, we're happy to review them or address any questions you might have.
Thank you. Are there any questions? No? All right. Thank you, Steve. Commissioners report. Anybody have anything they'd like to discuss? No? It was actually a little slower for the holidays, but we'll be ramping back up, so we're looking forward to getting out there and seeing some of these amazing events we have in Scottsdale. Any other public comments, Steve?
No public comments.
Thank you. Identification of future agenda items.
Yes, in the February, March, we'll be bringing forward the event funding programs for review once again. We'll also be discussing the overall budget in the coming months, possibly here in February. And then next month, we have the Western Conference Baseball Championship, which is taking place at the Scottsdale Stadium in May. So we'll be bringing forward that funding request next month. Is there anything else the commission would like to hear from? Or?
I don't think so. All right. With that, we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Have a second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all very
Thank
much
you.
for being here.